Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Spectacle Island. We're off on a little bit of a treasure hunt this morning. I had a comment left on the last video from one of our viewers. Told me that Plum Bob, who works on the main pig farm over on the main island, they've been doing a bit of cleanup after a storm. They lost some of their sties and it's just been a bit of a mess up there. But in between all of that, he said they've got an old red slurry spreader up there that's not being used and free to a good home. So he said head on over, see if someone's around. If there's no one around, you'll spot it and just feel free to take it. So I'm going to go over and see if we can locate this. We've only been over to that farm once before, I think, when we went to get the boat or make use of the boat the first time. So let's get over there and see what we can find. This could be good timing with all the slurry that the pigs are starting to produce, and the fact we've got cows hopefully on the horizon in the not too distant future. So let's go and see what we can find. Alright, so here we are up at Spectacle Farm. Now I'm not sure where we should start looking. We'll head around this way. I can see we've got a manure spreader there. There's a few bits of old equipment lying around. Truck, car, another tractor up here. Can't see anything that looks like a slurry spreader. It's not as bad and as messy as I thought it might have been either. Perhaps I've got a lot of the cleanup done, but just haven't been able to get any animals back in yet. Here's the pigsties. So we'll carry on over this way, have a little bit of a look around the edge here. Another old tractor parked up over there. Bit of a pile of rubbish. Wonder if that's some of the debris from what got blown around. We head around the silos here. That looks like a rather red slurry spreader, doesn't it? Wonder if that is what he was talking about. Let's we'll get back in here and go and have a little bit of a look-see at it. Well, it's definitely a slurry spreader. Got a gauge there on the front, pump and PTO there. Come around this side, there's the umbilical that we can drop into the slurry pit to try and suck out any of that goodness to put on the field. Spreading disc there on the back. Hydraulic, that doesn't look too bad, does it? I'm assuming, apart from it being pretty filthy and well used, I'm assuming this is what he was talking about. Been sitting here for a while though. You can see the shrubs and everything have grown up around it. So let's go and hook this up. We'll go back past the farmhouse, see if anyone's around, and if there isn't, we'll just leave a note for them and let them know we've been and picked it up. Oh, I can't seem to find anyone around. I'm not even sure if anyone lives here at the moment. It's all boarded up. They must have had a lot of windows blow out and things like that in the storm. Didn't lose any shingles or anything off the roof though. It looks in decent condition, but we've left a note anyhow. So we're going to head down back to the island. Looks like it's an alright hooked up on there. A little bit of a clash there with the dump bed, but we'll get it back, and hopefully by the time we make it all the way back there, we've got a worker to help today. They are meant to turn up at some stage. Not sure what time they were going to make an appearance, but we'll get back to the farm. We've got plenty of other things to do before they get here anyhow, and we'll make a start on those and see who might arrive. Alright, just getting back here to the farm. Now we've got plenty to do today. I want to get the other field over here on our right planted, the one that had the canola in it. We've still got all the soy stalks here on our right to bale up and get sold. And of course we need to take the soybeans down to the sell point. But we'll wait and see until our worker gets here. Hang on. Look at that. He's here already and has already got to work. Yes, today we do have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mark Thor, helping us out. And in typical Mark Thor fashion, he's taken the bull by the horns, figured out what needed to be done, and has got straight into doing it. So that's very impressive to see. Straight there, running the fertilizer on the corn. Of course, we did need to give this another dose of fertilizer. So I'm going to assume he's going to get this one done and then head on over to the other field. So probably nothing left to do. We'll catch up with him in a minute, or once he's done in this, we're going to go jump into the boat and take those soybeans down to the sell point. Well, I'm looking forward to taking the boat for a spin. What would it be? Would it be a sailing the boat? I'm assuming that'd be the best way to say it. We're certainly not driving. Let's just, before we head off, we're just going to take a quick look here. Soybeans, best price at the moment is at unloading station 1. Unloading station 2 there, about $60 cheaper. And then the next closest is actually the cargo ship, which is quite a distance from the 961 we can get at unloading station 1. So let's have a look on the map. That is the station over here at the industrial port. So we'll head on over there and get these sold. So it's a beautiful morning to go sailing. So we'll see you over there and hopefully make a decent amount off these soybeans. We're just pulling up here, boat unloading station number 1. Should be able to just pull up beside here. I think we get a trigger as we come up to it. We'll just wait and see. There it is. Right, so let's see what we get for these soybeans. I'm expecting about $20,000. Even better, 21,369. So good profit off that. And of course, we've still got the stalks to go. Get that all baled up and sold as well. So we'll get this spun around. We don't want to make a U-turn in a hurry, but we'll head back down to the farm, down to the dock, and we'll see how Mark's going before we start on something else for the day. Alright, we're just getting back here to the dock, all done with the soybeans. Now, one of my viewers said after the last video, we might want to consider putting a diesel fuel point in here because this boat chews through the fuel, and with current diesel prices, that's a little bit concerning. I think it uses 300 litres an hour and it's only got a 150 litre tank, so we can't get very far around the island without needing to top up. So that might be a worthwhile consideration. If not a fixed fixed tank, even a trail tank or a something we can use to get some diesel down here. But let's go and see what Mark's up to. And he's all finished with the fertilizer and looks pretty anxious to get a start on some baling. Not sure why it does that. That's the contractor mod, so we'll just leave him there to have his little shake. But we're all hooked up there with the Crone big pack on the back of the Deutz, so we'll get him up to the field with the soy straw and get him started on that. Now, while he's doing that, I might shoot up to the shop very quickly. We're going to replace our bale trailer, like we talked about last time, so we'll go and take a look at which one we're going to do there and go and pick that up. And then, depending on how far he has got around the field, we'll either start loading the bales and getting them sold, or I might hook up the seeder, or have to be the seeder. I won't be able to use the planter on the little fent. It won't handle the weight on that. But maybe put the seeder on the back and go and get a crop planted in the canola field. So plenty to do. So we'll get Mark underway with the baling. Alright, there we go. Mark is all underway. So he's running on the same course that the combine did. So he should do this in lands. Only thing I'm a little bit worried about is any bales that he drops on the headland passes getting in the way of his up and down rows. But hopefully by the time he's done the headlands we might be back and able to get those out of the way. We'll see how we're going. Right, we'll get back down, jump in the truck and head on down to the shop. We spent a bit of time last time looking at our trailer options. Decided we're going to go for the Marshall. I know it is probably the biggest one. I'm hoping it's not going to be too big for our farm. But the thing that swayed me is it comes in blue. And I just think that's going to go well behind the truck. I am going to add the back sideboard. I don't think we need the toolbox on it. And we'll just leave the wheels as standard. We don't need to go for the wide ones. So there we are, $13,310. So we'll get that picked up and go and grab it off the boat. And there we go, all hooked up. Looks like the hitch is a little bit high and we're only using the rear wheels on the trailer, but getting a little bit of tipping there. Not too bad though. Not sure whether that's the dump bed or what is it that's causing that. Let's just see if we can pick it up. I might have just been going too fast, I think. We'll just have to be mindful of that because it didn't seem to tip at all when we went around the corner there. So let's head back up to the farm, and I think with the speed that Mark was going, I reckon we're going to have to get in there and start loading some bales up. Alright, Mark's making pretty good progress. He must be on his 4th headland pass. Indeed, because I can see those 3 bales all over there. So I think what we might do, we might head around the other side of the field. We don't seem to have too many bales. But I do know that his first up and down rows are going to be on the other side. So if we can go and move any bales out of the way over there, we'll make sure he's not going to have any issues and keep things running smoothly. Alright, we've gone and grabbed the wheel loader here and go up and start getting some of those bales loaded. Well, I think here is as good a place as any to start. It seems to be dropping the bales all off in about the same spot, which is quite interesting. Just get some of these stacked, then we might move the truck around a little bit. I was trying to leave it in a spot where it wasn't going to be in the way. I think we might be better off moving it around with us, because the way these bales are all sort of stacked in one location. So we'll carry on, get a bit of this done, and keep an eye on Mark as he keeps trundling around the field. Alright, first few bales here, we'll get onto the new trailer, so it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. If I can get the bales on here any better than we could on the other one. In fact, I will probably stretch right across and unload them over there. Fortunately, I've got a little bit of lock on the wheel, which makes it I'm going to drag it. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, see if we can just square those up a little bit. Alright, there we go, that's a bit better. That top bale's a little bit wonky, but not to worry. There's a couple more down here we will go and pick up, and then we'll go and grab that other pile and just carry on getting these loaded up. Well, there's an issue I didn't factor. Just put 3 more bales on and the wheels have just started popping up on the truck. Now of course we had that issue loading this axle up when we were putting the firewood boxes on. And unfortunately I think with this designer trailer we can't actually fix it by putting bales on the back here and getting any more weight further backwards. So we might have to see if it'll work better on the tractor. Not sure if it will go any better on the back of the Deutz or not. So I think we might just stop loading there. Let Mark carry on. We'll move some more of the bales out of the way, probably get them ready to load up, and that'll give us a chance to figure out what's going to be our best option for carrying these bales, because that truck is not going to work. Alright, we've got 12 more bales there, all stacked up, ready to go. Mark's getting across the field pretty quickly. Not taking him too long to get this done, which is nice. There's only the one bale that is sitting on the ground at the moment, so instead of just hanging around waiting for him, we've got everything out of the way, so it shouldn't affect his progress, turning on lands and things like that. But we're going to disconnect this truck, put the trailer, leave it here, and we will go and... oops, of course. We're climbing the tree. We will go and, of course, we will... here we go, disconnected it. Gonna start getting ready to do some planting. We'll get the drill and everything hooked up, filled up with some seed, and we'll run down and at least get it started, or get it set up and ready to go. Alright, so we're just getting some more seed and fertilizer here into the drill. Get it all topped up, and that will be pretty good. We were just getting some fertilizer and seed in the drill, and Twitchy's back. Hey Twitchy, haven't seen you for a couple of days. Hope you're good, buddy. You're flying a little bit today. You've actually got off the ground. Very impressive. Hope you're doing well, mate. Nice to see you. I was a little bit worried, but good to see you. Right, let's go and carry on. We've made a little bit of a mess because when we tried to put the fertilizer into the drill, it actually put it in the front of the tractor. So we've tipped it out there, and we'll go and grab a bucket and start getting that picked up and tidied up before we make any more of a mess. Oh, we couldn't quite get it all into the seeder, but that's alright. We'll come and tidy that up once we've got the loader back here and pick it up with one of the front loader buckets. But now we've got that done, we're going to jump in here. Let's double check we've got plenty of diesel. I'm going to swing around and head on up to what was the canola field, and maybe get set up there. We'll see how Mark's going though as we swing past the soy field where he is getting the baling done. Oh, just looking in there, he's only got a handful of passes left to go, so we're not going to be able to make a start on any planting up here, but we can certainly head on up and get everything set up. Now, I haven't actually decided what we're going to plant up here yet, but I am thinking it will be a cereal crop. I know barley's obviously our best bet because both the chickens and the pigs can eat that, and we can get some straw off it. Not that we need any, we've got plenty in the barn at the moment. We left the other tractor over in the field ready to get started on planting. I think we might task Mark with that once he's finished here. He can head over and make a start there. I have decided we will leave barley in the field. We've got about 15,000 litres in the silo, which is a decent amount, but we could always use more, and we're going to get more benefit out of that than if we used wheat or oats or anything like that. We've got plenty of canola and sunflowers for the pigs, so the only other option would be to plant something like some soybeans that we could get some money off, but I think we might save that for our next time and do a larger one of the larger fields like this one again with a decent cash crop. So while he finishes off the baling, you can see there he's only got the one pass left to do here, and then he'll be all done. We'll just get a few more of these bales stacked up ready to load onto the trailer. And there we go, looks like Mark is all finished. Now we'll get him to take the baler back down, put it in the shed. We should probably actually give it a wash off and a bit of a service before we do, because it's going to be a wee while before we have to use it again. But we'll get him to do that while we carry on here, and then he'll come back and see if we can get that trailer hooked up. Alright, there we go, we've got all the bales stacked up. Mark has just got down, he's backed into the trailer, so we'll run over there in a sec and help him get that hooked up. I'm a little bit anxious to make sure that it's not going to have the same effect on the tractor that it did on the truck, so we'll just get that turned off and go over and see how he's getting on. Alright, we'll just get in here on the other side. Be careful going in between tractors, of course, probably not the best way to do it. We'll get that hooked up there. Bit of a squat on the tractor, but let's have a look. Not quite so bad as the truck was. It does look like we've still got contact there. A decent amount of weight on the front too, so I think hopefully once we get some more weight and bales on the back here, we might be a little bit better off. But I reckon we can get, what, 3, 9... We're not quite going to get a full row across the back there, so maybe in future we have to stack the trailer from the back so we don't have quite so much weight over the drawbar. But we'll get Mark to pull the trailer over here next to the bales, and we'll get some loaded up. Alright, let's get this loaded up. Mark has headed over, he is starting to get the barley planted in the other field. So we'll leave him there doing that, and we will carry on with getting this trailer loaded. And do it as carefully as we can to try and make sure we don't overload this. So I think I might try and put another row of bales here on the other side. As you can see, we bought the trailer without that back ramp on it, or back bar on it, sorry. We probably could have got away with putting bales in directly on the back. We may even look at going down to the workshop and getting that taken off. Might be an option there to help get more bales on, and particularly get more weight over the back. Now we don't need to today, because we should be able to get, if we can get 2 more on there, we've got 5 stacked over there, so we can get this done in 2 trips easily. But just for future, it might be worth looking at doing that. It's going to be a little bit frustrating though, not being able to use this trailer on the truck, because it would have been good to be able to go down to the shop and pick things up and deliver on longer distances. Fortunately, the barn's not too far away, so we'll get it loaded up and run it down with the tractor. I'll just get these last bales strapped on. I don't want them going anywhere. There we go, that looks pretty good. Now that put down there looks like it's pretty low to the ground. Certainly making the tractor squat. It might be time we start looking at a tractor upgrade, maybe something even a little bit bigger. But if we did have the weight further back over the wheels, I think we'd be a little bit better off. So we might try that next time. Anyhow, let's take the careful trip down to the barn and see how much money we can make off this. Alright, moment of truth. I'm not sure what we're going to earn off these bales, but we'll get back in here, see what they sell for when they all disappear. Oh, they held up there. Those straps disconnected. Wow, what was that? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Over 10 grand for all of those. That's fantastic. Ah, that makes it well worthwhile. Right, let's get back up and get the rest of them loaded up. We're going to be looking very pretty in the bank balance once we're done here. Like I said, let's try and load this from the back and see if that helps out at all with the weight distribution. Hopefully it'll make it a little bit better. Just have to be careful that we get things nice and square here, and get the bales on as close to the back as we can. It looks pretty good. Right, we'll carry on, get these all loaded up, get this lot down to sell. I'm pretty impressed with the money we made off that last load, so this one will be a little bit less, 3 bales less, but still not going to be a bad profit for the day. Alright, last lot. It certainly looks like the bales, the trailer's not squatting quite as much as it was with the weight all on the front. Hopefully this is going to be a little bit better. But time will tell once we get driving again. There we go, we'll turn that off and go and get these strapped on and head on down to the barn again. I'm prepared this time. I've unstrapped the bales, so we should be able to just keep going in and sell them all. 7, 8, almost 9 grand. $55,000. So I am certainly not going to complain about that. That has been fantastic. Almost. In fact, it would have been just about as much money off the bales as we did off selling the soybeans. So that's a fantastic result. Sets us up well to be able to start to look at expanding things further. I do want to get some cows. One thing we want to get. We've got everything we need for those. But actually we don't, I lie. We need to get some silage and hay made, so we might have to look at another grass field, or maybe turning one of the other fields back to grass, so we can do that. But certainly that is something we want to get done at some stage. I can't quite see. Oh, he's just there heading around on probably Bear's last head on pass. Or maybe he started on up and down roads already. He seems to be going pretty well over there. Right, we're going to head back up to the yard. This field we've just finished baling on needs some lime, and we'll then need to get it cultivated, ready for planting after we're finished in the other field. We've got some fertiliser here already in the spreader. We are going to have to go and get some lime, because I don't think we've got any of our pile of lime left. No, we do not. So we're going to have to head down to the lime mine and get that all picked up. Now what I'm trying to do here, pick this bucket up, there we go. I'm going to try and get some more of this fertiliser into the spreader, because we can then unload the spreader and it will unload into some bags, so that will help tidy up this mess we've got down here on the ground. Alright, all tidied up. Those buckets definitely come in handy. Now what have we got here? We've got one bag with 500 litres in, another with 1,000. I think if I load the 500 litres into the spreader and then we unload again, we should be pretty much at a full bag. There you go. And now if we unload that, we are making more efficient use of space. 750 and 1,000, so about 1,700 litres there. Now, probably the best bet, we'll leave that turned off and take the truck down and get this topped up with lime, and we'll be back soon. Mark's certainly making good progress. He must almost be about halfway across the field. Now the nature of the jobs today, we haven't really had the chance to put together any sort of montage or time lapse. We'll see how we go doing this line. That might be a chance to do that. Otherwise we'll just keep on doing the work we are doing and have to save one of those for next time. It's been a while since we've been down to the lime mine. I think if we just get along the coast here, skirting along the edge of the beach, we should be able to reach it and get in and get some free lime, which is always nice. There we go, here we are at the lime mine. Now if we just pull in here under the auger, I think we should be able to hit the button and get refilled there. Look at the truck going down under the weight of it. Right, perfect, easy. 6,500 litres of free lime. Great to have this resource on the island and available for everyone. I was trying to figure out the best way to get the lime into the loader or the spreader. I think we're going to use the loader, so I might just dump a pile here. We won't dump it all out. Well, I'm not sure how much we're going to need, but we'll drop about half of it off, and we can always load it back up into the truck when we're finished. But if we just leave this here, we'll go and grab the loader, we'll come down with the bucket and be able to load up that way. There we go, it's about half. We'll just leave this here out of the way. We'll go and get the loader in the bucket and be back down here with the spreader as well very, very soon. Okay then, well we've already got some lime there in the bucket, so we'll just pull into the field a little bit. We'll jump out here and in fact lower that down, just so we don't have to worry about lifting it up too high. We should be fine though, we've got the high tip bucket on. Now we'll just run back here. Should be able to get this tipped into the spreader and make a start on getting this lime applied. There we go, filling it up, indeed it is. We'll get it to full, there we go, we'll tip that back down, park it up again, and we'll go and make a start on getting some lime spread. Now, I think this is a perfect opportunity for a bit of a time lapse, I think, so we'll get through this field pretty quick. A bit easier doing it that way than it is with a montage. So, turn that on, and we'll get going. Last little piece here, and would you believe it, I just about tipped the right amount onto the ground. We've used all of it except for 250 litres up. By the time I tidy up these two little scratchy pieces, we'll probably be just about there. And perfect timing as well, because Mark appears to have all the barley planted, which is super speedy, faster than I had ever imagined. We'll just stop in the middle of the field, we'll just double check the soil map and make sure we've covered all the lime. And there you go, you cannot see a single piece, a little piece there, a couple of little dots there, so I better not exaggerate and say you can't see a single piece, but that is pretty good. So we'll head back down to the yard, get this all put away, and go and help Mark out with getting out of the other field. Now Mark was just telling me he's got 47 litres of seed left, and the field's all done. So very, very tight on the seed, but very efficient, which is good. We didn't have to come down and refill or bring anything down or go back. Now, just taking advantage while he's down here with that tray on the front of the vent, we are going to get these few wood chips tidied up and out of here too. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, just another thing on the list to keep the farm looking tidy. And also, try and make some money off. We've got a whole heap of wood chips actually back at the yard. We should try and get those down to the sell point, down to the sawmill, and see if we can make some money off them at some stage. Alright, it's Mark there in front of us, heading back to the farm. And we've got a few potatoes there in the greenhouse as well, we can't forget about those. They'll make good pig food. And another thing to think about, we've got a lot of wool sitting in with the sheep at the moment that we really should be keeping an eye on the price, and when we get a good price, getting it sold. So something else to think about as a way to make some money. But for now, we'll just get back down to the yard and decide what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Well, we got back here, we were just doing a bit of a tidy up. The rain was forecast, but it's got here a bit earlier than we thought. So we raced around, we got the fertiliser pallets that were sitting out there, we got those put away. Mark's back the cedar and into the shed so it's not getting all wet, and it's parked up nicely there. A few other things we still need to tidy up. Don't want to get out here and get wet, but we've got the tarp on the truck so the lime's not getting wet in the back of that. We do need to move that trailer, have a little bit more of a tidy up around the yard, but looks like it's settling in, so that is probably going to put an end to our work today. So Mark, thank you very much for your assistance. It's been a pleasure to have you here on the farm. Sorry it's taken me so long to get you here to give us a hand, but pleasure as always. We'll make sure we get your name up there on the honours board for the next episode. And to everyone else, if you want to leave a comment, it might be your turn next. Leave a comment down below and we'll see if we can get you here to give us a hand. Looks like we will be, well, if this rain clears, we'll be seeding the other field, or at least getting it ploughed and seeded. And what else is there? I'm sure there'll be plenty of other work. There's lots to do with the animals. We need to get the wool cleared up, and who knows, we might even be getting closer to some corn harvest. Need to put some more fertiliser on to the barley that Mark's just planted as well. I do just notice our cover here is open. We better get that closed. We don't want too much water going into that little pit. But that's probably a good time to wrap things up. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed that episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.